Right, hello to everybody. It says I'm live. I didn't announce this stream really today because I had a few different things going on today and I wasn't sure what time I'd be streaming, but I think I said yesterday it'd probably be in the evening today and it just was at the usual time. So hopefully you'll get people on. It already says there's 2 people watching and 1 like. I've got it set to live chat, so I should see all the messages coming through. 18 people watching and 4 likes. Good, so people are getting on. Good evening, is that Polish for good evening? I know Dobry's a good bit, isn't it? Like Dzień dobry and all those, but... Alright, everybody. So yeah, good news for me today is at least I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday, so I think yesterday it must have been a food sort of poisoning thing or like a stomach upset I had from eating something, rather than it being an ulcerative colitis flare. So that's good. It's been a bit warm and uncomfortable today, but it's just been because yesterday we had so much rain. Now we've had the sun again, it's been just really, really humid. Oh, that's cool. Gas mask guy. As in, you've got it or the seller shipped it. Cheers, Dr. Compot. So yeah, today's been a lot better, right, Peach? I haven't really done much today. I'm going to probably film a video on a lighter that I've got that I've not done the video on yet, either tomorrow or Friday. But today I just didn't feel like doing really any videos, so I just had a bit of a lazy day around the house playing Skyrim and doing stuff like that. What's my favourite video game? Probably Oddworld Abe's Exodus, which is an old like PC and PS1 game from like 97, 98 sort of time. But with modern games, it's a lot harder actually with a lot of the modern ones for me to think. No, sadly I don't have a Canadian C4. The oldest gas mask I have, that gets asked a lot. It will be one of my interwar gas masks, so probably like one of my German Volks masks or Volks masks from like the late 30s, something like that. I don't have any World War I masks, but I've got some that are just before World War II. So yeah, there's no particular theme for the stream because it's quite warm and humid. I don't really want to put a gas mask on at the minute. I've also got some tea to drink in the merchandise mug, because remember, if you want to support me, you can buy merchandise from the Teespring link below, or you can do a super chat or support me on Patreon. But thanks everybody for wishing me feeling better. Now, this is interesting. It's green tea with mint, and it's got a really strong mint smell. It actually smells like mint sauce. It's alright, actually. But yeah, I ordered for the Tassimo just a mixed pack of 100 cartridges, and I got some green tea and mint ones in there. And tea through a Tassimo doesn't actually taste all that bad. I'd never specifically go out of my way to buy the cartridges with tea because it's way more expensive than using tea bags or like loose tea. But yeah, pressurized tea or whatever you want to do it, like when it's done like a coffee machine doing coffee through one of those machines, it still tastes like tea. At least an hour, I imagine, Dr. Compot. Yeah, on the Teespring, I mean, I don't directly sell it. How it works is Teespring, like you get designs, you put the designs on products, and then when they sell the products, I get a couple of pounds from the profit they make off of it, and they like handle all the shipping and postage and everything. So their clothes on there, they're like hoodies, t-shirts, towels. I don't know if there's sun caps or not. I've done most of the designs it lets you do, but there's like phone cases as well. Cheers. I still need to, thank you, Michael. I still need to put up one of the masks because I keep saying I'm going to hang up one of the masks and I'm not got around to doing it yet, just next to where the GP5 is. And at some point I need to put that sign up properly. It's behind a Geiger counter so it stays on the wall and doesn't fall down. All right, Mike. Well, my Teespring prices are actually pretty low if you compare it to other YouTubers that use Teespring. It's like, if the base prices are too expensive, sorry, nothing I can do about that. But basically what it is with Teespring is there's a minimum price you have to charge for each thing. Because, like, let's say the mug, so I can't remember what it is, but it's probably like £8 or £9 for a mug. You have to charge that because that's their profit margin. Then you can charge whatever you want on top of that. So for most items, I only charge like £1 or £2. But yeah, so if you find it too expensive, sorry, there's nothing I can do about that because I'm not price gouging on it at all. I have no idea if toilet paper is dust proof, I wouldn't think it would be very. Even Richard as well. Just printed them off. The big Soviet one I bought off eBay, but all the others are just printed off of Google or like Bing image searches. Well, useful gas masks, again, it comes down to what you want them for, and it's like personal opinion based, but my Avon CT12 is my favourite. But things like my Chinese industrial mask and the Spaziani TR2002 are also very good. Well, if you didn't see Heaven, I did a room tour on the last stream, or the stream before. I walked the webcam all the way around the room. I'm not going to do it again on this one. So go back and watch that one if you wanted to see the room. But the more interesting bit of it is the bit that's set up as a display behind me. You can have a shout out if you want. Mad is cool, but I don't normally like doing shout outs on here because then loads of people keep asking for shout outs rather than actually chatting away. But yeah, I don't know if it was yesterday's stream. It might have been the stream the day before it. I only have one EO16 filter, so I won't cut one open while I've only got one EO16. I think there's actually a picture on Google you can find of a cut open EO16. Let me see if I can find it and I can tell you what to put. Yeah, there's literally a picture you can find of a cut open EO16 filter. Let me see if I can find it on Google Images, but I've got a picture of it saved on my hard drive. Okay, if you Google inside a Soviet EO14 filter, EO16 filter, there's a couple of results that come up. There's like one that's like a good side profile, you know, like where somebody's cut it really evenly down the side. So you can see how it's basically got the cottony kind of asbestos layer at the bottom that goes up the sides. Then you have the charcoal section. It's kind of like mirrored each side of the filter. Then that loops round into another charcoal kind of asbestos section. Yeah, thank you, Bradley. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. Well, as I've said before, I'm medically unfit to serve, so I can't even if I wanted to. Yep, Teespring do things in all different countries, so the pricing might show up slightly different in like America, UK, Europe, but they do shipping to most countries in the world. So if you're in the EU, it should just show you the prices in euros anyway. Was that the one I watched ages ago about the drinking thing? I think I commented on it, didn't I? But I haven't seen that in ages. But yeah, I think that was quite useful when you did that, thanks. Ah, that's excellent news, Rich. So does that make it a lot easier to do certain things on like swords and knives and everything? So I know you were saying you were doing it, but I didn't really know what it was for other than like sharpening things. Well, you're on about the fan. That's the computer fan, if you mean ventilator like that. I've not actually got any other fans running, it's just a computer fan. But it doesn't sound like a dosimeter, because dosimeters, if you mean a Geiger counter, make a ticking noise. Look, I'll show you, they're totally different. See? Not something flying in it. There's my geranium medal. Let's pop that back before I damage it. And then I'll be back on the chat, sorry. Luckily it wasn't anything breakable, it's just I obviously knocked it with my arm as I moved over there. I'll do another parody video when I can think of something funny to do, but I don't like doing parody videos all the time because I think they have to be sparse enough that they're interesting. I'm alright, thank you, Killstrike Gaming. Today's been a lot better than yesterday because where I had all those stomach pains yesterday, I think that was probably either like minor food poisoning or just a stomach upset thing. It's definitely not ulcerative colitis because my stomach's been better again today. So today's just been quite a relaxed day. I've not done all that much, to be honest. I just showed one then, JTF2. What do you think that was ticking away in the background when I put the radioactive sample against it? Unless you've only just come on in the last second. No, you haven't, because I can see a comment from up there. So yeah, what are those things there then? There was radiation there. Basically, there's always background radiation, but what I was holding against it was a thorium lamp mantle, and that's radioactive. So basically, what I can show you, if you want, is if I get out my SOEX Geiger counter, you know, like the modernish one, I can show you a background radiation reading quite easily with that one. Right, let's get this turned on. Wow, if you use a GP5 and airsoft without replacing the lenses, you're likely to have the glass shatter into your eye, so I would not recommend that, because it's just like simple glass lenses on the normal GP5. I'll just put the noise back on, so set it to 0, yes, reset. Settings, options, sound on, yes. Sensor sound, yes. Okay, so yeah, what I was saying is that you always have a bit of background radiation anyway. I don't know if it's going to focus on that, but you can see there at 0.14. Right, I'm going to see if I can do your name correctly. So you said it's like Liam, didn't you? So is it Niam? Rather than me calling you Niam, is it Niam? We'll see if I remember that this time. Is there a shit if the fan Geiger counter one that's not so reliant on batteries? I don't think there's a crank power one or anything like that. But something like this you could at least charge from a power bank as well as just putting new batteries in it. So it's Niam. Okay, I know that now. I know you said it on Mike's stream. I can remember. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's no like crank kind of manual action Geiger counter, other than the retro dosimeters. But again, they can still discharge, and then you can't recharge them. But something like this is quite good in the sense that, you know, you can charge it internally via its own thing, or you can just put replacement batteries in it. Ah, that's very good. Sounds really good, Rich, then, if you can do like sabers on it and scimitars and things like that. What cheap respirator thing behind me? Which one you on about? The homemade one I did? The awful Chinese one? Which one? Yeah, like I was saying, if you had that plugged into a power bank or a solar power bank or whatever, yeah, then you could just charge it off that. But again, eventually, rechargeable batteries eventually go and whatever. But I think something like this would be durable enough. Is that the Polish MS4 filter, do you mean? I've never seen lab reports on them. I've seen some people say they're safe, some people say they contain asbestos, but nobody's ever backed it out with a lab report. So as I've said before, I'd be cautious about using them, but if you had the option between an MS4 and a GP5 filter, I'd definitely go with an MS4 filter over a GP5 filter. Alright, cool, Mike. I'll watch it when the stream ends. Are you on Twitch at 10? What, the Y2Ks? There's a Y2K there and a Y2K there because they're part of my Russian display, Soviet display. Okay, I will never say that word correctly. There you go. Right, cool. I've been playing quite a lot of Skyrim today, actually. I've started getting back into it again. But, yeah, so why the person was saying, why was that thing going off on the Geiger counter, the one back there, if there was no radiation, other than background radiation? This is the thorium lamp mantle, and this definitely is radioactive, because if I put this against the Geiger counter, saying high now on the radiation level, but sadly I don't think the webcam's going to really want to focus on the screen. Now it's saying dangerous. PTM1s are on eBay, as I said. Just search PTM1 mask on eBay and you'll find results. I've not watched them yet because I was waiting for one that had good subtitles on, but I will watch them at some point. That's very good. What kind of World War II helmet was it? It's a military firing range sign from the Warsaw Pact, as far as I understand, saying danger, put a gas mask on. Alright, cool. What does a Swedish World War II helmet look like? Is that like a Stahlhelm variant, or is it just like a generic sort of steel pot helmet? Oh, so it's like a Stahlhelm. Yep. So yeah, the nice thing of this as well is it shows you your total dose so far, obviously in the dosimeter sense. So it says there 0.06 microsieverts, or millisieverts, whichever one it is. There's searching, which is kind of like the Geiger counter mode. And then there's the measuring one, which is kind of a combination one. But these are very good little Geiger counters I'd say for most people who want a Geiger counter that don't want anything very specialised. Obviously, like my most technically good Geiger counter is that one. Yeah, I like pineapple on pizza. I'm one of those heathens. Yeah, I've got an Israeli 4A1 and an Israeli M15 KAJ. Show what? I've got an MP4, and I've got an MP4B as well, which is rarer than the MP4. I've not got them handy in this room, but you can watch my videos on the M15 and 4A1. I've shown them in streams before. No, I don't think the 4A1's in here. If it is, it's somewhere like tucked quite far away. Probably several thousand in total graph, really impossible to say. Because unless you keep really detailed spreadsheets on everything from the time you start getting some stuff, you're not going to know. Yeah, what, the rocket crew mask, you mean, Joseph? I don't have one, but I know what it is. Right, see you, Dr. Compot. Yeah, I've seen them for sale quite a few times. I just don't want to pay what a lot of people charge for them. That's just the issue. Because with most masks, I just do the thing of wait till I see one at a good price, not, pay exorbitant amounts because somebody's selling it for that. Yeah, it's like the shums, just basically with more things to protect it from, like, acidic kind of fuels or something. There's also one that's like a GP5, I think it is. GP5 or GP5M? I think it's a GP5M one. That's just, again, like the same mask with different kind of bits on it. Sacre bleu. There you go, that's French. Oh, so PRVU and PRW. I know there's like the two variants, but again, like I said, most of the time when they're for sale are like £50. I think I'm not really paying for that for just a slight variant on the Soviet mask. All right, Shot Zombie. I have played Stalker Graph, Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, Call of Pripyat, like mods like Call of Chernobyl and loads of the other mods for the other games. Yeah, if you bought on eBay, you'll be able to get a full refund for that if they've sent you the wrong mask. Because yeah, if they advertised it as an M2 and they sent you an M1, then that's obviously false advertising, isn't it? Because they're different masks. Cheers, Donny the dealer. It's deactivated, but obviously it's in the UK, so it'd have to be, unless it was obviously in a military base or whatever. Cheers, Daniel. No, never do that. I never play Bandit Radio, and I clean at work when we've got stuff on. We normally put just like talk shows on or whatever, and see what kind of idiots ring them up to sort of make you pass the time a bit faster, because that's always quite interesting. No, sadly, don't have any deactivated grenades. I've never seen any deactivated grenades for sale, even though I know they exist. One of my friends has got a deact grenade where you can pull the pin and throw it, and obviously nothing happens, but it's quite funny. People are just spamming the chat now, are they, rather than actually talking about anything great? It's essentially just particle layers, sort of charcoal. It's almost like they've soaked the stuff in charcoal. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's kind of like those layered charcoal filters you can get. And sadly, apparently asbestos. That's cool, Shots on me. I know they exist. I've just never seen anywhere that sold them. Is that a Japanese mask? I've got one Japanese mask, but I can't remember what type it is without looking up the name. I don't think the one I've got's a Type 99. There's a video on it on my channel, but it's in very bad condition. But yeah, annoyingly with mine, the filter's in perfect condition. It's like a green sort of EO14 style filter, box filter. But yeah, it's just kind of the mask itself, you know, due to age, is sort of just shriveled up. What cat are you on about? There's not a cat in the room, Rocks. Yeah, better day than yesterday, I said, Daniel, but you probably missed it earlier on in the stream, just because my stomach's been alright today, so I think I must have either had like mild food poisoning yesterday, or just something had really upset my stomach, but it wasn't the ulcerative colitis, because that's what I was worried about if it was my UC flaring up, but luckily it wasn't, so I've not done much today. That's cool, shots on me. I've mostly just played a load of Skyrim today, to be honest. Because now not Max, I was going to say Mike is streaming it on Twitch. I was like, oh, I might reinstall Skyrim and give it another go, and then it's like 10 hours later. You're like, oh, I can't stop playing it. The only VK I know of, Joseph, is like that Russian social network, isn't it? I can see that message you said to me. I haven't seen the earlier ones. I haven't played Siege in years, if you mean Rainbow Six Siege. What I'm trying to do in Skyrim at the moment, SRS, is actually do the DLCs for it, because it's one of those things where I never really got around to trying to play the DLCs properly. So at the moment, I'm doing the Morrowind one. What's that, Dragonborn? But I'm finding in some areas that's a bit over-leveled for me, so then I'm going back to the normal Skyrim map, leveling up a few times, then coming back to get a bit further. Yeah, exactly, Shot Zombie. That's why, as I said, I don't collect any World War One stuff, really. And it's like the same kind of problem I've got with that Japanese mask. Whenever I touch it, more of it seems to fall apart, so I've just kind of stored it away now, and I'm not going to touch it again. Well, there's 3 proper DLC packs, aren't there, for Skyrim? There's Dawnguard, which is the vampire one, Dragonborn, which is the one that adds the new map, and there's is it Hearthstone or something like that it's called, which is the build your own house one. Out of what I've seen of all the DLCs, but bear in mind I've not played for all of them, Dragonborn by far seems to be the best, because they re-add Solstheim from Morrowind. So it's actually like, you know, a proper new map, although it's a map from an older game, essentially, for that one, rather than it just being a load of extra quests and sort of armors or whatever. And there's all like new armors and weapons in it as well, but cheers, Joseph. I like the foul as well. That's what's on the wall. I've not really been following it because I know Bethesda can train wreck their games pretty easily, so I won't get hyped for anything, and I'll see what it's like when they bring it out. If you mean me, Rich, sadly, no. I've not done anything with that saber or the katana or any of those recently at all. Have I added anything to the war? Don't think so. Not in the last couple of days. As far as I'm aware, it is exactly the same as it was a couple of streams ago. The only thing that's changed is that there's a second Y2K up there, but that's been like that for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Sadly, there's no HEMA groups near where I am, Mr. Sutherland. It's something I'd find interesting when there's the groups that do it properly, not the ones where they hit each other with really lightweight foam swords, because then obviously you're not building up any of the muscles, are you, that you'd actually use the real weapons. But the ones that do it like a more serious martial art, I find that quite interesting. Yeah, it's probably what happens a bit like the East German tank helmet I've got, Shot Zombie, of the fake leather on that, where that just kind of deteriorates really quickly as soon as you touch it. You've got like black fake leather falling off. I'm not saying that one you've got fake leather, I'm saying it's probably a similar thing, isn't it? or you touch it and it just sheds its skin, essentially. Next to the Soviet coffee can filter to the right, what mask is that? Well, there's not a coffee can one there. There's an EO14 filter if you're looking at that one. The coffee can's EO16, but there's like a British Mark IV on one side of it. On the other, there's one of those cheap Chinese half-face masks with goggles. Next to GP5, there's a PDF there, if you're looking at that one. PTM1, Y2K old style, GP4, Y2K modern style, PTM1 in white, and the GP5M. No, there is neither an AK4 or a G3 in the background. You're probably looking at the FM FAL, aren't you? L1A1 SLR. Yeah, that'd be interesting shot, Zombie. See if it's rusted or like peeled away from UV or whatever. It's not like a GP5 is a valuable mask, is it? That you're doing a disservice to collectors if you accidentally destroy one. Oh, well, those are the Polish ones you were saying about, Richard. Yeah, that's a shame, but maybe it's because they're like, oh no, evil knife ban, have to stop the evil kids from killing each other with cutlery. Yeah, pretty much, Daniel. Although technically that would be the AKM of gas masks, wouldn't it? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, $30 for an MM1 isn't a bad price. Oh, we've got two MM1s. Was it the first gen of MM1 or the second gen of MM1? I don't you know. Yes, definitely expired, most likely unsafe. No, I'd need to take the voice diaphragm apart and replace the piece, and I've never bothered doing it because I wouldn't really rely on the PPM88. Hello, Mr. J. That's alright, young radio enthusiast. You're only about 30 minutes late, and I'll be on for another 30 minutes. Right, I'm going to have a quick look at what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, just because I'm wondering if I'm volunteering. Is it going to be another stupidly hot day, or is it going to be actually just kind of a mild day tomorrow? I'm hoping it's going to be a mild day. Hottest it will get is 21 degrees, so that's nice. Cloudy and sunny. What's the weekend looking like? Good. Saturday should be dry. Sunday might be slightly rainy. That's not too bad. Yeah, in most countries, if you buy the mask domestically, they are cheap. What metal were you on about there, Shot Zombie? I don't know if it showed your previous comment. You on about the GP5 or a different mask? Yeah, I put my phone back in airplane mode because I start getting messages as soon as I take it off airplane mode. I'm on stream. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know that. The M17 cheap filters. Sort of like the chromium kind of stuff they put in the M17 filters. Well, the thing is, people can do that with glasses, can't they? Because they're like magnifying. I don't know if it would work with regular like lenses in the gas mask because they're not designed to magnifying anything. They're just literally there as a material so you can see out of it. eBay young rail enthusiasts. I thought you knew that because you've commented on my videos for ages, so yeah, I thought you'd know it would be eBay. Oh, I don't actually have the OZK chemical suit. I wish I'd got one, but I've not got one at the moment. I've got East German, 2 versions of the East German chemical suit. The West German sort of chemical suit, or the unified German one, shortly after the Cold War. 2 generations of Polish NBC suits. 2 British Mark III NBC suits, a British Mark IV NBC suit, and a Polish Fu-1 suit, which is the modern Polish suit. What was that about Shop Zombie then? Was it E-drama stuff? Yep, that's a foul. L1A1 SLR. Deactivated one. Yeah. For those of you that are interested in the radiation level, it's barely changing. I'll take the batteries out now, because annoyingly, this is one of those devices where, unless you take the batteries out when it's not in use, it always drains the batteries. Any interesting rare masks? As I've said before, I don't think you should really judge the content of somebody's character on the amount of rare things they own. Because I'm sure the thing is, if somebody wanted to, they could buy a couple of really rare masks and then say, I've got some really rare masks. But they wouldn't have a very big collection, would they? And using that same logic, somebody could buy a few crates of GP5s and then say, I've got a massive gas mask collection because I've got like 500 GP5s. So, to be honest, I think it is a bit childish if people are going, I've got this many masks or I've got this many rare masks. But as I said, I don't want to get into all this drama shit. But, like I said, it's kind of pathetic, isn't it, what some people want to get into with, you know, my digital e-waving contest is bigger than yours. I've heard some people say that, Justo, but I've never seen anything about it. I'm assuming that they're in the factories where they made them. They had some. I'll get it down so we can have a look at it. But I'm assuming it was that in the factory where they made these, there were special workman's tools for stretching open the rubber to put the filters in. You know, like maybe some sort of reverse pliers or something like that. But so yeah, we take those bits out. So yeah, basically, I'm assuming that it's if you've got specialized tools, you can start getting at the bits in here somehow. Because I assume you definitely wouldn't get at them through this side, would you? Yeah, you couldn't, because you'd have to cut that bit away from the mask. This bit only opens from a Tissot tube into there. That's strange, God himself. I'm assuming it's just not many people important. Yeah, I'm kind of interested, though, to see, can I figure out a way at getting at the filter without specialist tools? Because these are kind of cheap masks, so I don't mind too much if I accidentally damage it to some minor extent. It's definitely got some metal on it. You can see there that there's metal. It's kind of like a metal cheek filter that's inside a pouch in the mask. But you can probably see there that this bit peels away slightly. So I think that's the thing, is you probably have a specialised tool that they had in the factories. It's probably like some sort of clamp you put in. You probably twist something or whatever. It probably stretches the rubber back for you so you can put the filters in. But I said I'm sort of kind of interested to work out how to get into this. I've got the S10, God himself. Right, let's get the pliers out. See if we can destroy this mask. Obviously, I don't want to actually damage it. What I'm just seeing if I can do is get the plier in between the rubber and the I reckon that's slightly glued on there. It's annoying that you can't see my autopsy. Hang on. Should aim down. Is that going to aim down low enough? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you can probably see there that this does come away slightly. Again, it's not really in frame, is it, unfortunately? You've got this bit. Let's just see what happens if you go around this bit. Okay, you can peel this bit back. That's just literally glued on in a sense. Let's peel all this bit off, because this looks like this rubber band is just stuck on, actually. I reckon that's... Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is just a rubber band that's stuck on there. Like an elastic band, actually. That's weird. I thought that was part of the thing of the mask, but it's not. Okay, so... Right, that's that. So now what have we got here? How does this go in there? I wonder if you remove this tape... This is kind of just like a fabricy duct tape they've got on here. It's coming off. I wonder if you undo this, then can you pull the rubber away? Don't think you'd need a heat gun. Right, so that's that strip off. There's another strip there now, but I can actually see the metal bit of it now. So let's try and get the second bit of fabric tape off if I find where it starts. Ah, there's actually a wire that holds this bit on. So there's a wire held on under tension. Yeah, so look, if you can see that there, there's like some coiled wire. So that keeps the rubber held tight against the cheek filter. So I think this is literally just going to be a regular cheek filter mask by the look of this. As in, they've got a special kind of cheek filter, but it looks just like it's a cheek filter that is just shoved in there in the factory, which I thought. So yeah, in theory you could change it, but it's a really long drawn out process to change it. What this? eBay. Same place I get all the masks. They've done a really neat job though of getting that wire on there. It's not like some masks, so you've got a massive loose end to it. There you go, starting to get that unturned now. Don't know if that's showing up on the webcam, but it's coming undone. Right, there we go. And that's the wire away. I'm not going to bother putting this wire back on for anybody that's wondering. I will keep it in the satchel bag though, so I don't lose it. Okay, so what can we do now? Can we get any more of this? So I reckon soon there's not going. I might have to get that second bit of tape off now. I reckon they've done that thing where they've done a layer of tape, the wire, and another layer of tape. Oh, what was that? Shot zombie, I missed your previous thing. I'm pretty sure because they buy the British Mark IV suits at one point, the US. As far as I'm aware, during the Gulf War period, they bought British Mark IV suits, because I'm pretty sure you can get US export versions from Britain that are like the Mark IV suits, but in a different shade of green. Like they're almost like the Mark III suits, but Mark IVs. Right now, as far as I'm aware, yeah, because British NBC gear was pretty good in the 80s. When other countries kind of wanted our gear. Right, Vladimir? Right, let's see what else is going on here. I might have to very carefully cut at this tape to see if I can find where the end of it is. Unless I can get with my fingernail a bit up. So the issue is now with this tape. Oh, there's the end, I think. What I'm just trying to do is see if I can get that to start peeling away. If not, I will use a knife. Right, I reckon I'm going to have to use a knife. That's interesting, and I don't know, yeah, it might just be repackaged. I really don't know if it's actually in original DPM, not like US Woodland or whatever. I'll do this bit very carefully. I don't want to damage the mask. It's starting to rip a little bit, the tape. Tell you what, this is really good solid tape. It's a shame you can't buy shit like this in the store. Okay, I think I'm into that section of it now. So now I should just be able to keep at that bit till it splits here. The tape, that is, not the mask. There we go, it's almost through now. Might even be able to start getting that away from the mask here now. Stuck good and proper. Well, if, like Vladimir says, if you've got the proper caps for a GP5 filter, like any filter, just store it with its caps on it and it will seal it perfectly fine, because that's what they're designed for, the caps. Right, that tape is starting to come away now. Right. See, I'm sweating, that's the heat in the room. It's not the, my surgical skills aren't, starting to peel a little bit. Starting to come. It's the rubber. Don't want to pull that off. Some more of the tape off. There we go. Right, here comes this bit. Right, so that's all that tape off. So, there we go, look, I can now get at this. So now the pressure has been relieved on this bit. So this opens. Oh, this is really weird looking in here. Let me get this out. So, once I do this, look, the pouch essentially comes away. So now the pouch is quite differently shaped. Right, okay. This is quite sharp metal, so I don't want to rip my hands on it. I might get some gloves on for this if it keeps cutting into my hands. Right. What's going to be the best angle for getting into here? As you can see, the entire front section of this filter's got this kind of grate material on it. Right, let's go from the top. PBF filters don't look exactly like this, to be honest. There we go. He's coming. Right. There we go. That is a Chinese cheek filter. Notice it's actually in a proper canister. So it is a cheek filter. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I've just managed to get the cheek filter out without damaging the mask, it looks like. I might store this out of the mask, actually, and see if I can modify this mask. Yeah, like I said, that's why it was painful to pull out, because that cuts into your hands. Yeah, I very much like the FP5 filter. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? So, yeah, it's weird. Very strange. Doesn't really matter. So, yeah, the actual mask, as you can see, that's just the empty pouch, and that bit leads round to the Tissot tube. Right, I'm wondering, do I still have any 3M style filters? Because what I was just wondering is, would it be possible to put those in there? Yeah. Well, this is the weird thing, Rich. This mask actually has quite good build quality. It's just a shame they did that really weird cheek filter design. Let's see what I can find. I'm looking for fairly compact filters. I don't think any of these are really going to be suitable. I mean, this is the weird thing I'm wondering is, could you maybe stretch a regular filter to fit in there? PBF filters don't have metal surroundings, though. That's what I'm saying. This looks far more to me like a thing. Now, sadly, I reckon this filter is going to be too big. But what I was just interested in doing was seeing, could you stretch a regular filter into here? Yeah, that one's definitely going to be too big, so we won't try that one. I mean, what I could do is do a video and see if I could get another cheek filter in there. I definitely could, I reckon. Imagine you could probably get one of these useless Chinese filters in there. Oh, I'm spraying charcoal everywhere. Look at that, because of these shitty filters. Right, won't try that again with that one. It will go in, but I don't want to contaminate the mask with loads and loads of charcoal. What filters have I got? It's a shame I don't have any of the plastic 3M filters, because they would work fine, I imagine. Do I have a spare cheek filter mask in here? I don't want to really do it for Polish MP4 because I quite like having that symbol Would say fuck it and get a PDF for it, I suppose. I might order some 3M filters actually in a minute and see if I can do that for a video. Fit a 3M filter inside this mask. Yeah, there'd probably be a way of doing that with this. There'd be a lot of ways you could just insert something. The problem is you still have the flappy pouch then, which is the problem with it. Right, so let's get him out. And yeah, I know these filters aren't safe, but what am I going to do about it? Hopefully that'll come off. You are just a bit late, Lewis. You've missed the surgery I did on this gas mask, which makes this stream a bit more interesting than some of the other ones, I think, for people watching them at a later date. Right, let's see if with pliers I can get this bloody piece of plastic off. It doesn't want to play ball. I just don't really want to rip it to shreds, but why doesn't he want to come off? There we go. Right, that's finally come off. So there's the valve assembly bit on the PVF. There you can see where the cheek filter is. So let's get this bit away from it so I can remove the filter. Remember, this is a cheek filter, so it's like the hardest thing possible. Because once you've got them in, they don't want to come out. Right, here we go. He's finally loosening up the pouch. Right, there we go. Okay, so that's that bit out of the way. Now, hopefully without loads of effort, I can get the filter out. So there we go. Here's a filter that definitely contains asbestos, as far as I'm aware from the people who have done the like cutting them open and tests on them. Right, let's put PDF over there. Right, so here we go. Let's have a go at doing this one. The filter isn't actually the exact same size as I was saying, they are a bit different, but I wonder if I get this bit through first and then recenter that, if it would be easier. Probably. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now let's move this in the pouch slightly. Because at the moment it looks like that. But, If it will move in the pouch, that is. There we go. Right, so now that's sitting a bit more loosely in the pouch, we can add that valve back on, which will serve no purpose. But there you go. I mean, if you really wanted to, I guess you could retighten that bit up around there using the wire or something so it actually sits in place. But, and I said, I know this is a stupid idea because PBF filters aren't actually safe, but there you go. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could put one of these bits back on as well. Actually, before I put that bit on, just wondering if there's any way we could get these bits sitting together. But it's probably a bit pointless. Yeah, it's not pointless. It sort of pressurizes. Obviously, it doesn't work completely because this doesn't fill the cheek filter cavity in the right sort of spot. But yeah, I think if you got the right sort of filter for this, it would work. Let's just get that back off. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll take the PBF filter back out of this one. And what I'll probably try and do is see if I can get a 3M kind of filter or something that would work instead. So there's that one. Let's see if I can do the hard bit now. Get this bloody thing back in this mask. So don't forget to like the stream where I struggle with cheek filters. I'm doing this for your amusement, people. Let's get it as best we can into the slot to begin with, which never helps with how these pouches work. I just heard something drop on the floor then, but right. I've got some German filters. Which particular German filter were you on about? Imagine this will make it harder, not easier. Yeah, well, right. Hello, Miracle Machine. Out my way, you stupid fucking hood. Actually, maybe I can fold the hood over a bit, but not the other bit. Maybe. Maybe I'm being hopeful. There we go. Right. I think I've got this fucker back in his pouch. Let's have a look. Good, I have. Right. So now let's put him back on. That's it. So that's the filter sealed in the pouch there. Now just to do this bit. Which again is far harder than it should be. There we go. PBF is back to how it was. Now, as for the Chinese mask, I'm not putting this cheek filter back in it. Because I think it will actually be more interesting to, as I said, get like a 3M sort of filter and see if I can rig this up with a new filter. Because, yeah, but it's interesting, isn't it, that cheek filter from this? Yeah, what do you know? So, there you are. It's a good place to end the stream, I think. I'm very sweaty and exhausted, but it wasn't a complete waste of time with the cheek filters. So, doing kind of an autopsy on a Chinese M65 mask. You know, and working out how to take the filter apart without ripping the mask, and I think it's been successful. But now there's going to be the more interesting job of what filter could I put in the mask instead. Actually, just something I want to try quickly before I go on. Because it's not a very tall filter, I wonder if this would work. Getting a one of these particle filters. It's probably going to be a bit too big for the hole, but sort of out of interest, wondering if it would work. Because it is quite stretchy. I know that filter's technically round the wrong way like that, because it should be like that, shouldn't it? But I don't know if the air's going to flow through properly if I put it in like that. See, the problem is, it's going to be almost stuck at an angle, isn't it, like that? So I don't know if it's actually going to want to turn around. I mean, I could test this and see, will this work as a particle filter with the rubber around like this? Shall we find out? What do you know? It actually pressurizes, sort of, look. I can definitely feel my breath coming out of there. But yeah. So that is interesting. Get this back out again. There we go. So yeah, I'm definitely going to see if I can maybe get a 3M filter or something and pop that in there. I don't think I've got any proprietary filters that would at the moment. But yeah, I reckon there might be a way of fixing this up with some sort of proprietary filters. which would be very interesting. But there you go. That will be today's video done. So for the people that were interested in that, I actually found that quite interesting. Yeah, pulling the old filter out of a Chinese Model 65. So yeah, thanks everybody. It's been a fun stream. I don't think anybody donated on this one today. I didn't catch it if they did, but thanks if they did or whatever. But yeah, that's been quite a funny stream today, trying to do that. I assume I'll be streaming in the evening again tomorrow, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'll try and update you when I know what time I'm streaming. Yeah, see you on Twitch, and I'll watch your film club video when that's up, Mike. See ya. All right, thanks everybody. Good night and good evening and what have you. Yeah, so see ya if I can click the end stream button. There we go. Right, good night.